Yo, what up, broskies and broskies? It's your boy GRITTABACK coming to get you another FIFA 21 video. This time, yesterday I did the Premier League Cheap Beast. You guys go check that video out if you guys do want to see my predictions of players that I think is going to be Cheap Beast for the beginning of FIFA 21 from Premier League. Today is going to be the Ligue 1, but before we continue on, if you guys are new to the channel, I would really appreciate the like button and also subscribe. It does help my channel grow. But yeah, this time it's going to be on Ligue 1. It's not the best league to start in FIFA. Or it's not even the best league in general in FIFA, but I know there's going to be some Ligue 1 fans that are going to want to start with their Ligue 1 Cheap B squad. And then obviously it doesn't even matter because some players might just do a hybrid and I might use some of these players. So let's get on to the goalkeeper. So let's start with the commons. Now I'm actually gonna go and check Ligue 1 transfers just to see if they've gotten anybody. But let's go on. So in terms of the non-rares, like Sergio Rico, he's just not overpowered. Yeah, I don't think none of these guys are gonna be cheap beasts. I mean, they're going to be cheap, but they're not going to be, I don't think, usable. But we're going to the goalkeepers. So the first one that we are going to be putting in is going to, well, I think the best one is Lecompte. And then I think for the bench, I'll probably say Mendy. 6'6". He's probably going to be getting an upgrade too. He's been getting linked to Chelsea. I think he also went linked to Bayern Munich, I think. So I think he'll be a good one. I think Mandanda's too short to be a keeper. Lecompte, not that great. Really not that great neither. So I think these two are the best. And Lecompte, even though he is 82 rated, or he was 82 rated this year. I remember when I started in the beginning of this year, I had him in my team, dude. This guy was pretty cheap, bro. This guy was like 3K, 4K, and that's cheap, bro. And he was an absolute beast. And I think this guy will be cheaper. I think he's taller. Yeah, he's way taller, but obviously the links, Lecompte gives it better. And then in terms of the right back or right wing back, Lala this year was not that great, honestly, bro. He might get an upgrade because he did get a team this season, but I wouldn't use him. So Aguilar will probably be my best one. Aguilar will be the second option. Aguilar doesn't have the greatest pace, but he still has pretty decent pace. And I think having like mid 80 pace, it doesn't skyrocket your price because he's not too fast, but it's not slow. So I think Aguilar will probably be the best one. I had him this year too. He was cheap in the beginning of the game. And then I think Atal will be probably the most expensive option that I'll put in. And then I think the last one will be Salik. I know Henriks, I think he went to Borussia Dortmund. And everybody else does not look too great. But Salik, 5'11", and this guy could just do anything as well. He's not too fast, and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like Aguilar, Salik, people who have like low to mid 80 in terms of pace, it doesn't skyrocket his price, and yet he's still pretty quick. And I think Atal will probably be the most expensive one. 4-star skill. Actually, he might just be expensive. Never mind. I'm taking he's a bro. It's probably gonna be expensive. So let's take him out. Do they have any left wing backs? Okay, no. And then for the left backs, Ligue 1 never has good left backs, bro. Honestly, bro, they literally don't have anybody. I'll probably say the best option would be Kone, but he is the fastest player, I think. Yeah, he is the fastest one, so that might put up his price a little bit. But I think Kurzawa and Marcal are expensive because of the nationality, their team, their links, and they're pretty good at everything. So I think Kone will probably be the cheapest option. I'm actually checking at the transfers of Ligue 1 this year. Yeah, there's not even they're not even that great players, so don't even think that's going to affect the list. And then we go to center backs. The center backs, literally this league does not have the greatest center backs, dude. So I think Kimpembe is for sure gonna get an upgrade. This guy was an absolute beast this year, so he's gonna get an upgrade for sure. Thiago Silva's probably gonna go to Chelsea. Kerr, I think, is gonna be expensive because he has played beast, and he might even get a right back card because I know he's been playing literally the whole year as a right back, so he will probably change position to right back. So we can't put him in there. I think this guy will be a beast, dude. Diallo might be a little bit expensive. Let me just go check out some other ones. You have people like this, bro. Shoji. I think Shoji actually didn't this guy go to the Ligue, or didn't this guy sign to a team in the Serie A? I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I think these two, bro. Dejanko, or I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. This guy, I'm not even gonna try to say his name. Shoji, but I'm pretty sure this guy moved, bro. I'm pretty sure this guy moved. And then we go to non-res real quick and see. I'm actually looking at the transfer right now. There's a couple of people that I might put in here. None of these guys look like they'll be usable. Sarr is actually gonna go to Chelsea, I've heard, for a 5-year deal. Gabriel obviously signed for Arsenal. Alright, so that's pretty much it in terms of the center backs. Denayer, not the fastest, 6 foot, medium high, already good strength, good defending, good pace. And then this guy, were obviously the most overpowered center backs in the beginning of the game. Everybody was literally using them. Shoji, he has the pace. I'm pretty well-rounded in everything else, so I think that would be good. And then in terms of CDMs, okay, let me just go to transfer. Alright guys, I'm back. So I'm actually checking the transfers. Ronnie Lopez, don't you remember him? The right mid that was in Monaco. He went to Sevilla, and I guess this year he signed for Nice. So I don't know if he will be a cheap beast though. There's literally only one player that I'm thinking could be a cheap beast, but he could possibly be expensive because he is a transfer. But the non-rares, yeah, none of them look good. Yeah, I'll tell you guys about him. The guy that I think will be cheap, but might be expensive. So I think in terms of CDMs, this guy has been linked to going to Arsenal too, bro. So I'm not gonna put him in just because of that, because he probably could go to the. Well, let's put him in because I think he's still gonna be a cheap beast. But if he does go to Arsenal, he's probably gonna be expensive because obviously he's gonna be newly transferred. I think Thiago Mendes will probably be expensive. I think Bakayoko will be probably cheap. I know he's being linked to PSG, so that probably could be a reason for him to going up. I remember this year he wasn't too expensive. He was like 2-3K even in the beginning of the game. So I think he could be a cheap beast. I'm gonna go to center mids. These guys actually have pretty good center mids, but some of them probably could be expensive. So in terms of, yeah, none of these guys are good. So yeah, in terms of the rare golds, you got people like Renato Sanchez probably could be expensive, dude. So let me just put in the center mids that I think are going to be cheap. I think Andre for sure going to be cheap. I think Savigny is going to be cheap because he's pretty short, medium. He's not too great defensively at 66, not too great attacking at 69 shot. But I think because of that, I think that could be cheap. But I think R is going to be expensive. I think Paredes is going to be expensive. He's been playing good this year, so he could probably get an upgrade. Cyprian will probably be expensive because everybody knows literally every single stat is over 74. So I think these two guys are going to be expensive just because of the hype they already have around them. And then we go to cams. Cams, they don't really have too much, bro, honestly. This guy will be good, bro. This year he was already broken. I think he had a decent, I'm gonna say he was beast because I don't even see the Ligue 1, but I think he had maybe a decent season, so I don't think he'll probably get a downgrade, but I don't think he'll get an upgrade. He didn't transfer out, so he's still going to be there. And I think as a cap, Payet is probably going to be expensive. Golovin actually might be pretty cheap. I know this year everybody in the beginning of the game was like, dude, this guy looks like an absolute beast, but no one really used him. I think Ikone will be expensive because of his pace, and then obviously because he's French, so we could put him there. So I think those two. So I'm gonna be putting like the main players that I think will be cheap in there. So we have that. And then let's go to the wingers. Oh yeah. Before, let me just put the guy that I'm telling you guys about that did transfer to Nice. I'm pretty sure it's Nice. He might be expensive. I don't know, but in the comment section down below, comment down if you think this guy will be expensive. I don't know what rating this guy will be. Did I spell his name wrong? Jonathan. This guy, Jonathan David, he was a 74 rated player. He did get an 80 rated inform and then a 94 rated team of the season. So I'll probably say he will probably be like an 80 rated. He will definitely be gold at least. This guy could be a beast. 5-star weak foot. That's what I'm saying. He might not be cheap because he's 5-star weak foot. He barely went to the Ligue. You could give him a yellow link hybrid to Alphonso Davies. So he might be expensive, but in the comment section down below, comment down you guys would think what you guys think about him. Do you think he's be expensive or not? But I'd probably say he probably could be a little bit expensive, but pretty still cheap because he's 5-star weak foot Ligue. So that's literally the only reason why I think he could possibly be cheap. Then in terms of left mids, Simon could probably be cheap. This guy does look pretty good as well, but his stamina, Jesus Christ. And I think Bamba will probably be expensive. I think Onyekuru, dude, Onyekuru this year, bro, wasn't expensive, bro. I remember everybody was saying, dude, this guy's gonna be overpowered because he had a team of the season in Galatasaray, and he was never expensive. He was like max like 7K, which does sound pretty expensive, especially in the beginning of the game, but it wasn't too expensive. And then in terms of left wings, there's not really too much. So that's in terms of the left wings. And then when you go to the right wings, you got people like Talvin, he's gonna be expensive. Cornet, Traore might be pretty cheap because of his weak foot, but then no one's gonna use him because of his weak foot. Rafinha will probably be expensive because he did get a team of the season, so he's probably gonna get an upgrade. He's probably gonna have way better stats, so he's probably gonna be expensive. So I think Cornet for sure. Cornet is always a cheap option to go for in terms of the right wing. And then you go to the right mids. You got Gelson Martins, but he's probably going to be expensive because he's 5-star skill moves. Balde Diao was going to be expensive for sure. I'll probably say the cheap option will be Kalu. Honestly. Because he is 4-star. He has the pace, pretty decent dribbling, pretty decent passing. But putting like a die on him will make him a beast. And I think Juarez will be more expensive just because he has 90 pace, over 90 pace, whereas Kalu has 87. And just because of that, bro, that literally makes a player expensive. So I think like that will be yeah, my bad, my recording stop. But let's go to the strikers, and then you got Agustin. Maybe I think he could probably possibly be cheap, and I'm gonna keep this going like the video I did yesterday. I think the players that are gonna be meta, my prediction is the players that are gonna be meta next year is gonna be players who have height, who have pretty decent pace and dribbling, and have pretty good shooting as well. So I think having players with good height, like Agustin, who has good height, pretty good pace, pretty good dribbling, pretty good shooting, I think that's going to be the meta. So I think he's going to be and I think a lot of people don't see that, bro. I think a lot of people the reason why this could possibly be because of the AR meta, bro. Everybody's gonna be going for short players, quick players, just because they're gonna be going off this year's meta and not realizing that the meta could possibly change. And if it does change, bro, and if it doesn't change, like players are still, the meta is still gonna be short players who have good dribbling. You could just use these guys, sell them, and then just, you know, so it's not gonna be a huge investment. If Choupo-Moting was like 700 coins, you buy him. If it's not meta, he's gonna be 700 coins. You could just get your coins back and then just try to buy someone else. I don't think Choupo-Moting will be expensive. I think he'll probably get an upgrade probably, and just because he's PSG, he'll probably be expensive. The same thing with this guy, because he has really good finishing, so I think he'll probably be expensive. And then we go to the strikers. Ben Yedder's probably gonna be like 20k. Dembele is gonna be expensive for sure. I think Benedetto will be cheap. Dude, I don't know how Benedetto was cheap, bro, this whole year. Because he obviously has a 5-star weak foot, so that was kind of weird. Osimhen obviously went to Napoli. Konate does not look too beast. Does not look too great in terms of dribbling. And then I'll probably put my bet on I kind of want the pie will be expensive. Yeah, I kind of want. I don't want to say Dembele was gonna be a cheap beast because I know he's gonna be expensive. So I'm probably gonna go for Nyang just because he's fast, pretty good dribbling. Some stats are literally garbage, but his shooting is pretty decent. He's 6'2". So I think all of these guys will be my predictions for the cheap beast in the comment section down below. Comment down who you guys think, who you guys agree with, who you guys don't agree with, who did I miss? Is there a transfer that I didn't put in that you guys think will be a cheap beast? But yeah, guys, I think this will be it. I think the defenders, I think the goalkeepers, I think I had it spot on. Because Lecompte, even though he is 82 rated, if he does get downgraded, if he does stay the same rating, I remember I had this guy in the beginning of the year, and he was I think it was like 4K, 3K. So I think he's probably gonna be the same next year. So I think he's gonna be cheap. The right back, Selic, I think I have it spot on. He's not the fastest. He's well-rounded everywhere, so I don't think he's gonna be expensive. I think Aguilar will probably be expensive, but once again, this is another player I had him in the beginning of the year, and he was pretty cheap, like 3K. So he could possibly be the same next year. And then in terms of center backs, probably all the center back options that I did put will probably be expensive because they both have pretty decent pace. So that will probably be the reason they could possibly be expensive. But just because this league is pretty dead, especially like Shoji, who's Japanese in the Ligue, he possibly could be cheap. But I'm gonna go on and say that they are gonna be cheap. And the left backs are literally just garbage, bro. So I literally put Kone. He could possibly be expensive because he is the fastest left back in the Ligue at 84 pace, but I still think he could possibly be cheap. In terms of CDMs, I think I have it spot on. Somare, if he doesn't go to Arsenal and he stays in the Ligue, he'll be cheap. You could bet on that. But if he does go to Arsenal, he's gonna be expensive because obviously he's gonna be in the Premier League. Bakayoko I think he will be cheap. I had him this year. He was cheap as well. He was like 3K in the beginning of the year. If he does go to PSG, he'll be expensive, but I doubt he'll go to PSG because they already have Jessica Nagay, so I don't think that. I think he'll be cheap. In terms of center mids and cams, Andre will be cheap. I think he'll be really, really cheap, bro. I think everybody will be looking at what's his name? Cyprian, Renato Sanchez, or Paredes, instead of looking at this guy. This guy will be cheap. This guy was actually overpowered in the beginning of the year. Savigny will also go under the radar because he's super, super short. He's not too great in terms of defending or shooting because he's 69 shooting, 66 defending, 68 physical, 5'7". But if you put a chem style on this guy, you can literally manipulate. If you want to play him up there, you can play him in the back. You can play him in the center mid, box to box. He'll be a beast option. Golovin this year, he had a lot of hype, but he was still really cheap. He was like 3-4K, so I think he'll be the same next year. Left mids, I think Simon and Onyekuru will probably be expensive because of their pace, and just because they have hype around them, just because they were always cheap beasts every single year. But I think I think they could be cheap, especially on your crew, bro. He's the same thing like this year. Everybody was saying he was gonna be expensive. He was a cheap option this year, so I think he'll be the same next year. Cornet and Kalu, I think are gonna go under the radar because you got Gelson Martins, you got Salvan, you got not the Maria, but there's way more options that you could go for. And then for the strikers, Benedetto this year was super cheap. 5-star weak foot, high-low with these stats of this year, and he was cheap. He was like 2K. I remember I bought him for my super sub in the beginning of the year. Agustino I think will be cheap as well. 4-star skill moves, medium. I think everybody's gonna be looking towards like Balde Diao, looking towards Dembele, maybe even Ben Yedder, Depay. Nyang will probably be the same thing. He'll possibly be expensive because of his pace, but besides that, I think he'll be cheap. And then I'm not too sure about Jonathan David. I don't know what rating they're gonna give him. I don't know if he's gonna have the 5-star weak foot, and then maybe he'll be expensive because he's a new transfer. But besides that, I think could possibly be cheap. He'll probably be maximum like a 70. I don't think he'll go over 80 rated because he was a 74 rated silver this year, so I don't think they'll give him a +7. I don't even think they've ever done that. But I think he'll possibly be like a rare gold, like 79. So I think he'll possibly be cheap. But yeah, guys, in the comment section down below, comment down who you guys think I missed, who you guys agree with, who you guys don't agree with, who you guys would think be expensive, who you guys don't think will be expensive. But yeah, guys, if you guys did enjoy this video, click that like button. And I'm gonna be coming to you guys with more of these type of videos to get ready for FIFA 21. It gets closer every single day. We're literally, I think, like a month and a week from FIFA 21. So obviously I want to start giving you guys the heads up to start looking at what squad builds and stuff like that. In the comment section down below, what video do you guys want to see next in terms of FIFA 21, like how to get ready for FIFA 21. If you guys want to see like a squad builder, tactics and stuff like that, comment down below. Obviously I'll come to you guys with those videos. But yeah, guys, it's been your boy GritTip. Oh yeah, before, if you guys could help my channel grow, share my channel to your friends, your home your squad, and also go follow me on Instagram at @grtrp_. It's gonna be in the description so you guys will follow me there. If you guys haven't been following me there, I literally don't know what you guys are doing. But yeah, it's been your boy GritTip. I'll be back in the video, guys. Take care. Peace out.